What's up? It's Tice, and this is one of my clients, Greg. He joined my program 90 days ago, and when we first started working together, he was working a 9 to 5 job. He was flipping phones on the side, and he was running some generic ads, selling to private buyers, and he was still barely making any money. And last month, he made $7,500 in profit. And in this interview, he's going to show you exactly what changed, and he's going to break down the switches that we made in his sourcing system and his selling system. So if you're stuck, you're working hard but you're barely seeing any results and you think you're doing the right thing, that's exactly where he was. So pay attention because what he was missing in his business is probably the same thing that you're missing in your business right now and you don't even realize it. So watch the video fully through so you can fix your problems. How we doing, bro?
Doing all right. Sorry about the bad lighting. I'm out here hustling.
Nah, you're good, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Nice. You're still picking up
Out here
phones.
hustling. Yeah, just this up. iCloud locked.
Let's go, bro. So what was your situation like before we started working together?
I was working my 9 to 5 job. Um, I was doing a little bit of phone flipping before. Um, yeah, I was doing a little bit of phone flipping, but I wasn't doing it at like a large rate, maybe like a handful of phones a month.
Mhm.
So I tried doing I tried doing another course, other methods of phone flipping, and they just weren't really working out that well. So that's what I was doing before.
So it just really didn't go that well when you were trying like before?
Yeah, it wasn't working like, or I guess it was working, but I wasn't getting a lot of phones.
Okay. And what were like the problems you were running into? Like was your like area too small? Did you have not have enough capital? Did you bad buyers, not enough phones, or like what was the problem?
I wasn't getting enough phones. I wasn't getting enough leads. So I really needed help with marketing, getting more leads, getting higher quality leads. Because I already had a private buyer. I kind of understood the system, but my ads I was running, they were too expensive. I wasn't getting that many leads hitting my phone. But I knew that,
Okay.
this area is very populated, so that's not an issue. But I just needed more phones, better
Oh,
ads.
okay, got it. Okay, so we started working. Do you know when we started working together? When was that? Like three or how many months ago was that?
A couple months ago, probably like
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Okay, so we started working together about 3 months ago, and how much did you make last month in profit?
Last month for November, I did 7,500 profit.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
And are you still working your 9 to 5 job currently?
No, I'm actually not anymore. I
Nice,
quit
bro.
my 9 to 5 to fully pursue, this business. Um, I was sitting at work and I was at a point where, well, my job, it was a good paying job, but I was 100% commissioned. So there'd be days where I'm making money and there's days where I'm not. And then I'm sitting at work and I'm losing money at work, sitting there knowing that, on my days off, I'm running this and I'm making more doing this than I am at my job. So I
Yeah,
was like, I'm tired of losing money every day, putting so much time into this job where I could be putting this time into myself, into this business, and doing more for myself.
nice, bro.
So I took the leap of faith.
And how was that? Like, was that scary? Was that like a massive thing for you, or was that kind of just like, I know it's gonna work, or like, was that like a big deal, or?
Um, it was a little bit, it was a little bit scary kind of doing it, but I was pretty secure in knowing that this would work out because, I was already before I left, I had some money saved up and I was already doing this at a good rate to where I was doing like 800, 900, $1,000 profit in a single day. So I'm like, yeah, this works.
Yeah,
So I know that if I truly put more time and energy into it, I'm gonna succeed.
100%. Okay, got it. Okay. And like what was your biggest hesitation before like actually joining the program?
It was I guess just being burned by other courses. And by burned, I mean like I wasn't necessarily scammed, but me paying a bunch of money to get this information and just getting that generic information on buying the phones. I like bad marketing. Not bad marketing, but just the kind of old school method of buying and selling these phones. They're these courses that I would buying, they I can tell these people made these courses years ago, talking like 3, 4, 5 years ago, some as old as like 6 years ago, still recycling the same information that worked 6 years ago. Mind you, you
Yeah.
know, we're 6 years later, we're 3 years later. Like that stuff doesn't work. It may have worked at that point in time, but it doesn't work now. So I need to know that, hey, within this course, for as much as it was, like I need to know that, hey, what's the difference between this course versus every other course that I've gambled on.
Hmm.
And when we talked about it and you told me the differences, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll take the chance because the game is to be sold, not to be told. So I have to take somewhat of a risk to get what it is I want.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm willing to take that risk to change my situation.
I like that. I like that, bro. So what was like so you joined up and you started running the way that I started, like my whole kind of system that I got going on. Like what was like your kind of oh shit moment? Like this actually works kind of moment.
Um, hmm, it was seeing the amount of leads. Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Now you're good.
Um, it was seeing the amount of leads that were coming in, seeing my ad convert at a much higher rate, a much higher clip, and being able to see that, like seeing the results really come in, I was like, oh wow, like this is crazy. Just by me following, the advertisement method,
Mhm.
just by me following, the instructions in the course. I mean, I at the same time, I kind of had to fine tune a little bit of the aspects, probably the negotiating part, to fit my needs or fit kind of what I needed given all the leads that was coming in. So I didn't follow everything to a T, but the main thing was, the advertisement and the marketing and doing that properly. That's really what set me up for success and that really told me like, okay, yeah, this really works.
Nice. Nice, bro. So what do you think you were doing wrong before?
Running generic picture ads. Um, Running those generic picture ads that just is like, hey, we buy or cash for phones or we buy phones.
Yeah.
Um, that wasn't converting very well. So maybe getting two, maybe if I'm lucky, three people on a $10, $15 budget. And you don't close everybody who contacts you. So um those generic picture ads, they don't convert very well.
Yeah.
Um they don't really build much authority. People don't really trust it. It's just a picture. I feel like, and that's what a lot of courses are advertising, just kind of running that generic picture ad. Um, and maybe that worked back in 2019, but not anymore. It
I
doesn't
know.
work anymore.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so throughout like everything, what do you think made the biggest impact? Like what was the biggest impact in your business?
Wait, say that again.
Like throughout everything, the whole entire system and like everything that you implemented, what do you think made the biggest impact for you?
The biggest impact would be really the marketing. That was the final piece that I needed
Yeah.
for me and where I was already at because I bought a few courses to learn how to do it. And the system that, we're running is a system that I was already aware of coming in. It was just a matter of how do I get more leads so I can get more phones. That way I can um, run the system a lot better because I believe in the system. I believed in the process. It was just that I'm not getting enough phones or enough
Mhm.
leads to get more phones. Um, so really the advertisement, once I got that honed in, it was like, all right, now it's go time.
Yeah.
And it's worked.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely made a big impact for you. So Like what's kind of your plan now that you know this whole entire thing like works? What's the plan from here?
Um, I mean, really just growing my capital right now. Trying to get that rolling and growing that to a certain point. Um, to where I know I can start buying, maybe brand new phones or, phones in bulk from suppliers. Just knowing I have capital on hand to say like, hey, I got this phone, or you have 10 phones, 10 Pro Maxes, okay, I can buy all of them.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, just kind of building a social media page. That way, a lot more credible. People can trust me a bit more. And I haven't, as of right now, I haven't put the final thoughts into like where it is I want to go long term with it. But I'm kind of looking 2 and 3 steps ahead and trying not to look at 10 steps because I don't know.
Yeah.
Life can take you on different paths. So to kind of focus on the next 2 to 3 steps. And right now,
100%.
that's just kind of building capital, and building my overall brand in
Okay.
my area.
And how much capital did you actually like start out with?
When I first started, when I very first started, um, before I got into your course, I started off with $1,000. I saved up 1,000, from working my job, put that money away to say like, hey, this is the money I'm going to use to start. And by the time I started working with you, um, I think at the time I had about 1,500 put aside
Nice.
just to say, okay, this is the money I'm going to use to buy phones with. So I'd say I started off with like a reasonable amount of capital to buy, quality phones or to buy enough phones. Um, I'd say I started off with a decent amount. I mean, I didn't have 10,000 or anything like that, but
Yeah.
1,500 or so. That was something that I was able to muster up to start phone flipping, and really
Nice.
just confident to buy any phone that I wanted to buy. Because
Yeah.
it's not like I've never paid $1,000 for a single phone. So you know, roughly most phones are buying, you say at most maybe 500, 400, 500, maybe
Mhm.
six, depending on the phone. I'm talking individual phones. Sometimes I buy them in bundles, but if we're buying a couple phones at a time, maybe really only needed maybe like $800 to be confident to say like, okay, I can buy whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so you dove into this with 1,500. Yeah, that's not a lot, and you turn this into something definitely pretty good. So let me ask you this: like, what do you think most beginners get wrong?
Um, Understanding that when it comes to phone flipping, the money isn't generated necessarily with the product, the money is generated with the system. And when you have a full understanding of the entire system and you can run the system efficiently as possible, that's what's going on. And that's what's not. If you lose your money, even if say you lose all your money or you lose majority of it, if you have the right system dialed in, you can make money back. I've
Hmm.
already been in a position where I lost money dealing with somebody, and because I had a system in place, I knew I could take the money I had left, run the system, and make the money back, and I did. So understanding what the system is and learning how to make it as efficient as possible, I think that's the biggest thing.
Nice. I love it, bro. So let me ask you this, because this is also like a kind of situation you were in. If someone's like stuck in a job right now and they want to start phone flipping and they just can't get themselves to like make that push to really do it, what would you say to someone like that? Because that's kind of like talking back to your older self. Like, what would you say to someone like that?
Um, well, personally, I've taken chances, a lot of chances, quitting jobs and running my own business. I've done it multiple times with different business ventures. Um, what I would say first is make sure you have a safety net to catch yourself first before you take a big risk like that. Also, don't quit your job unless you are making significant money doing this already. Like I said, I'm in a particular situation where home is taken care of. So I had a little bit of savings saved up, and I was at the point where I was doing 500, 600, 700, $800 profit days running this side business part time before I was like, all right, maybe I should quit and pursue it full time. So I didn't just I made a calculated risk,
Yeah.
which is what I would recommend first. Run the system, make sure it's working first, make sure you're actually profitable first, and profitable consistently. Not just your first time making 500 bucks in a day. No, you
Mhm.
want to be doing this. I'd say, at least a month, having consistent days where you can go out there and go make 500 to $1,000 in a day. And at that point, it's like, all right, now if I put more time and energy into this, I could then do this full time.
100%. I like it. Nice, bro. And then to leave them off, like one one last piece of advice you got, if you got anything, maybe something you just recently went through, something that recently happened, like what's one last piece of advice you could give to anyone?
Um, it's a great question. You know, take that risk. There's no reward without risk. Um, there will be people who naysayers, people who make it seem like what you're doing is bad or it's not smart or it's risky or even my own father, he was very critical of doing what I was doing. You're stolen phones, you're risking a lot, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I ended up buying a phone off of one of his coworkers and his coworker told him and then my dad ended up coming up to me. He was like, "Hey man, you still doing that phone thing? But man, the guy you bought it, yeah, no, he's not a bad guy. I've known him for years. Da, 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 da." And and then he started listening to what I was doing. He was like, "Okay, well, you know what? Just keep doing your thing. I'm proud of you." So I had ex coworkers who were kind of kiki and ha ha, and when I left the job, and um, you know what? Like at the end of the day, I know what's best for me, and I knew that what I was doing was gonna work because it was already working. I'm not afraid to take chances on myself to that I can put myself in the best position. Like I said, I'm fortunate. I'm in a fortunate position relative to a lot of people. So I just want to take advantage of it. But I guess my word of advice would be, do what's best for you. Make a calculated decision, and don't be scared to take that risk because without risk, there's no reward.
Damn. I love it, bro. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's a solid,
yeah,
solid
man.
piece of advice, bro. That's fire.
Yeah, man. That's all there is to it. I'm blessed, to be a part of the group and get into those calls every week and see the stories from everybody else because it's like, wow, this is real.
Yeah.
This is real. Like I have, I guess the best part about it is me having my time back because I'm not obligated to be somewhere at any particular time. Um, I have extra income now to where I can get some of the things that I want to get. Um,
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe a little too personal, but I took a girl on a date the other day. We ended up going
Hey.
to this. We ended up. I paid for the date, no problem. We ended up going to the mall. One of my favorite clothing stores that has these really nice jackets I like to get. Man, I dropped like $300-400 on some clothes right there. She was there, and don't get me wrong, I didn't buy that stuff to impress her. I didn't need to do that. She was already just impressed by my presence. But the fact that I was able to do that and not sweat it because I knew that
Yeah.
I'm making the money back or I have the money there available, like it's not really nothing to me to do that and carry on with my business. And I know that I can turn on my ads and get right back to business whenever I need to. So just that freedom and flexibility, is that peace of mind. It's
Yeah.
definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, bro. That's fire. Yeah, bro. That peace of mind is definitely, so you can make that back in a single day like that, bro. So I love it, bro. Good for you, man. Good for you. I love to see you doing good, bro.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Well,
it.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I
man. Thanks to you
appreciate
though.
you. Thank you,
So
bro.
thanks to you though, the man. Shoot, somehow, some way, you knew how to your system works. You know, you put it together. I will say, of course, isn't cheap. It ain't
Yeah.
cheap at all, but
Yeah.
it's 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 the one that works, which is all that matters. I've made the money back already, so it's like it works at the end of the day. It's about what we're doing what works because you know if you spend $200 on something that doesn't work, but $1,000 on something that does, I mean, you'd rather spend 1,000 on something that works because you know you'll get value out of it.
Of course, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you hopping on the call. I'll let you get back to to picking up those phones, bro.
I got you. Yeah, I got one of my suppliers that I'm gonna meet up with
Ooh.
now. He gets like man he used to own this business or he owns this business, and he said he has like 70 phones in a warehouse, and I've
Damn.
already bought like 30 plus devices off of him. So what
Damn, bro.
I'm throwing that little nugget in there because it's like if you're questioning how this works or how this can really benefit you, you know, for anybody watching, it's like I started off buying these phones from individual people, and then you know you run into that one person who they have a business or they have this or they get a bunch of phones, and next thing
Mhm.
you know, you end up building a relationship with them, and they end up selling you a bunch of phones. And like I said, I've probably made I've not even saying how much I made, but the amount of phones I've bought off of them, um, probably bought 30, 40 devices off of them, and I'm about to go there and buy even more. So it's crazy how it all snowballs.
Yeah, bro. That's where the bread and butter. That's really where the real money comes in when you start meeting these big guys. So yeah, bro. That's where the real money comes in.
Pretty much. But let me stop yapping.
Nah, it's all good, bro.
As you can see, a lot could change if you literally just stick to the right system and do it day after day after day. So if you're in the same spot that he was, you're stuck working a job, maybe you're doing phone flipping on the side, or you're stuck in your phone flipping business, and you want some help, you can book a call with me. Click the first link in the description, and you can book a call with me. And if you're actually serious about changing and actually like either quitting your 9 to 5 job or just making more money with your phone flipping business, I'll show you what to do, how to do it. So if you want that, you can book a call with me. But I hope you boys found some value out of this video, and it just shows what you could do literally within 90 days. Like this dude quit his job within 90 days. Like that's pretty crazy. So that just shows you how quick this business could actually work. And if you took action on this business 90 days ago, you probably would have already been in his position, if not doing better. So that's that. Take action and actually start. If you're still stuck working a job and you're still watching these phone flipping videos, just start. All you have to do is start, and you could literally be in his position 90 days from now. So again, if you want any help, book a call with me, and I'll help you out with exactly all of this. But other than that, I'll see you boys later.